This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum near downtown Phoenix, where we've got a 1A Girls Championship matchup. Fort Thomas Apaches 29-6, 9-0 out of the 1A East region, taking on the Joseph City Wildcats and reigning state champs 32-3. 13-0 in the 1A Central. Both teams wound up in the Copper tournament, and both were one and done. But what's interesting about that is Joseph City was able to hang around Window Rock. That's the Window Rock team that is playing in the 3A semifinal matchup here at 6 against APACHES. So you got an awful lot of history here on this Joseph City bench. That's going to include Amber Neal and Audrey Neal, two twin sisters, one the reigning 1A Player of the Year, the other the Central Offensive Player of the Year. Both of them Yavapai College commits as we take a look at the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overgarden, Sholo. This is kind of going to be two sides of the same coin for these keys. Joseph City's going to need to make sure that it's getting production out of its top two. Fort Thomas just needs to try to slow them down. That's the biggest key here, as Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day, night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overgarden, Sholo. Summit Regional Medical Center injury report is clean. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game, as Joseph City is wearing its home white, got some navy going down either side. The Apaches wearing a dark blue and has some ornate design going down either side with a gold trim. It's going to be jumped up between Audrey Neal, the 1A Player of the Year, and opposite her, Kennedy Bryce. As they got 8 minutes on the clock, they're ready to get this thing underway. Joseph City, thus far 1-3 in championship games, winning last season. It's controlled by Fort Apache. Going to come right to left, or left right, I beg your pardon here, as they whip a pass inside, trying to get it to Bryce, but it's too tall and over the head for an early turnover. 9 seconds in, and Joseph City's able to get a stop. So trying to make it now 2 for 4 and back-to-back 1A champions. Coming out of the backcourt, Beatty is alongside Audrey Neal, described as a pass-first point guard, but recently had an 18-point game as she goes to the twin and Amber Neal. Drop this one off to the cutting Audrey Neal, who uses a square, and it's Joe City that's on the board. First 2-0 here, 30 seconds in. Along the near sideline, bounce a pass to Wesley, who has it picked off between the rings. That's Amber Neal as she's going back to a trailer in Rayleigh Fish, who's able to go to attack on the right side, and it's a quick 4-0 start and 2 turnovers and as many possessions for Fort Thomas. Walking it toward the stripe and now crossing over to get into the front court. That's Rayleigh Hawkins, who loses the pass going back, but it's going to be saved at the sideline by Cody. Come back to the right of the lane where a 3-ball is lifted up from Wesley. Off the heel, offensive rebound had by Bryce. She goes up with a shot short, might have been blocked. Rebounds pulled down by Joseph City and Amber Neal. Wildcats now with 2 stops and a rebound, though allowed an offensive rebound as they're underneath the basket trying to go with the reverse layup is not good out of Beatty's hands. Clearing that one is Bryce, already up front now left of the lane and going on the attack as an offensive foul is going to be whistled. Going there with all sorts of aggression, Jamie Johnson, the Apache player, is going to be whistled for the foul. And you got a pretty good Fort Thomas crowd here who's already making their presence felt in a variety of ways, and we'll get into that eventually, I'm sure. But right now, unhappy, as I think they're getting in front of her, was Fish. And drawing the offensive foul now, 3 turnovers committed in the first minute and a half is now going on to work the baseline's right side. That's Audrey Neal who puts that one up too strong, but there with the weak side rebound and putback is Beatty, and it's a 6-0 start for the Wildcats. Serpentining out of the right side, bounce it off to the sideline. Wesley goes back up top where it's controlled by Cody. A couple of bounces to the right side, nearly lost a pivot foot, but she's able to save it up between the circles to Johnson. Now reverse it back. Far side three is up the side rim. Rebounds loose and eventually taken by Amber Neal, who is knocked down, and I think they're going to get a foul there on Hawkins. It will be Hawkins. I didn't see who got that first foul on the offensive. It might have been Johnson, but we'll keep an eye out. As that's still another, well, that can't be a turnover. The ball was loose and it was rebounded by Joseph City. So starting the offense after the stop, Neal leading 6-0. Gets this one to Beatty, who's trying to go on the attack, but as she scoops a shot up, she is bumped and fouled. And that whistle goes against the Apaches' Jamie Johnson. That is her second, so she was guilty of that offensive foul. 5:48 to go in the first, 6-0. Joseph City at the foul line trying to extend as the first one's too firm. Checking in at the scores table for Fort Thomas is Michaela Chapman. She comes out for the foul-plagued Johnson. One more coming up here for Tori Beatty's off to a hot start. She has 4. Makes it 5. She has 7. 5 of the 7 now as it's kicked out of bounds, but that swarming Joseph City defense continuing to make life difficult for Fort Thomas. Side out here with Corey Cody as she bounces this one toward the midcourt stripe. Hawkins now looking at a double team. She goes over the top, finds Cody. She's playing side to side as it's nearly intercepted. Ball's loose and eventually taken by Audrey Neal. Fire a pass to the right block. Amber Neal has 2 players in front of her, still goes on the attack. Shots blocked. Rebound had by Fort Thomas. Now bounce a pass up along the near sideline. Hawkins going to get the step around a couple of Wildcats. Adjust her shot. No whistle there as the putback is up and good from Cody. Interesting, no boo birds that time for Fort Thomas. It looked like Hawkins got knocked down, but now on the board. Took 3 minutes almost, but trailing 7-2. Beatty thought about a corner 3 and said it's inside and out. Audrey Neal goes right back to Beatty, trying to attack along the baseline. Ball's momentarily poked free, now taken away by Chapman. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Joseph City. But that bucket there certainly did put a shot in the arm of all sorts of Fort Thomas Apaches as 2 Joseph City players are checking in. Jay Kinlicini as well as Casey Palmer will come out and replace Beatty and Rayleigh Fish. Wildcat basketball, 4:57 to go, leading 7-2 as it's inbounded toward the far sideline and held onto there by Jesmer. Back outside and on the attack with Kinlicini, but the ball is taken away from her momentarily, spinning around a couple of double team players, and then eventually get it over to Hawkins, who whips past to the far side, and 3 is on the way from Wesley, and it's a comfort fit Dentures 3 to narrow the gap to 2. 4:35 to play, and the last 5 have now been scored by Fort Thomas. Walk it over the stripe in the center circle with Neal as she goes on the attack right to left. Kick it out now, 15-foot jumper from the baseline. It's an air ball. Rebound is pursued though and had by Palmer, but she's pushed and fouled. And that is the second on Hawkins. Now when Hawkins got knocked down, this was the reaction I was expecting. But the fans thinking that was a little small change on the reach. So 2 starters with 2 personals. And a timeout will be taken by Fort Thomas, trailing 7-5, but perhaps more importantly, dealing with foul trouble as Joseph City's bench doesn't understand why Fort Thomas was allowed this timeout. We'll see if we can straighten that out. As meanwhile, it's Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
First timeout taken by Fort Thomas as first Jamie Johnson and then Rayleigh Hawkins picked up 2 personals. Hawkins has the ball in her hand an awful lot, and it looks like they're going to leave her out there as the ball is inbounded right at the right block, caught and finished by Amber Neal. Her second deuce, and it gets the lead back out to 4. It was a 7-0 start for Joseph City, but now 9-5 as a 2-3 zone is being employed by the Wildcats. Inside and out to the near side where a 3 from Wesley is up and down. Another Comfort Fit Dentures 3, and it trims the deficit to just 1. Leyland Wesley, the sophomore, knocks down 2 3 balls, and now a 2-3 zone being extended out toward the midcourt line. Fire a pass into another cutting Wildcat, that time missing the square, but a late whistle is going to send, who is that, Mackenzie Jesmer to the free throw line. As that, now the Apache fans are starting to get hot. I didn't see who that foul was on. But it's the 5th team foul as Jesmer's first free throw is up and good.
Sanchez checks in for Fort Thomas.
1 more to go, 3:45 first quarter, 10-8 with this free throw pending. As that rattles in, 2 for 2 and 3 for 4 in the first quarter is Jesmer and Joseph City respectively. Over the stripe with the newly entered Alicia Sanchez. She reverses it off of Jesmer's leg. Oh my. Oh my. The initial signal is Joseph City ball, but now the officials confer that's not going to win them any favors from the fans clad in blue. And a timeout is being taken. 3:36 to go, 11-8. Joseph City with the lead, and on the defensive side, it's Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Back here at the Coliseum, 11-8. Joseph City is leading Fort Thomas as it was a 7-0 start for Joseph City, but consecutive possessions end with a Leyland Wesley 3-point shot to go the longest distance to narrowing it to, at one point, 9-8. Now 11-8, the Wildcats have the lead, trying to repeat as 1A champs. Highlighted both Amber and Audrey Neal at our opener, and the 2 twins have combined for 9 of the 11 points. Got the other story on the other side of the ledger. Jamie Johnson and Rayleigh Hawkins, 2 Apache starters, right now are both on the bench with 2 fouls apiece. Checking in for the first time, nope, I beg your pardon. Everybody's been out there. This might be the same 10 as it's inbounded off to the near side. And Wesley, who's got a 3-pointer up, it's short. Lead round is loose and eventually taken by Neal. Going to use the dribble up the far side before she starts angling to the left. Puts her shoulder into some contact. They're going to let everybody play through as she's got the finish going end to end. 13-8, lead back out to 5 for Joseph City. Here, 3:18 to go first. Play and catch, and now go over the top of his zone. Now reverse it to the corner far side. 3 is on the way, but it's an air ball out of Chapman's hands. Out of bounds, and be Wildcat basketball with an opportunity to reclaim their largest lead. Well, now they're going to They're going to send this one back to Fort Thomas.
Number 44, Kyra Moses.
Checking out Kennedy Bryce. Moses just checked in. Kyra Moses as it's inbounded, and then off to the short corner where Cody goes back to the corner, gets it right back, baseline right, before forcing a pass back to Sanchez. Reverse it now, Wesley. She's been looking for the 3-point shot. She's being crowded by 2 Wildcats. Force it back out, now bounce it to the right side. On the attack, Cody gets into a 10-foot jumper that's not good off the back rim. And rebound was momentarily had by Beatty, but nearly taken away. Now you got to worry about a 10-second violation as they do get it over the stripe. Up and down with Audrey Neal in the center circle. Go toward the foul line, right back. Now touch pass over the left angle. Attacking to the baseline. Fish is cut off. Try to force a pass back outside, but it's intercepted. Cody's trying to go the other way, but it's poked away from her out of bounds. Still be Fort Thomas ball. 13-8, they trail. Apaches have 2:27 to go here in the first quarter. Cody's going to inbound. Hands it off to Wesley. Immediately met at the three-point line by Fish, and now a foul is blown. And it's a moving screen that's whistled on Moses.
Player control foul called at number 44, Kyron Moses.
That gets
Jalea Johnson checks in for Fort Thomas.
I think the announcer name is Chauncey. She's out there on the defensive side as the foul was called on Moses. That's her first. Already again with Neal. Her runner is not good, but the putback is not good, and the rebound goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with Joseph City. Fort Thomas fans right now hollering at the girls to rebound. As it'll be baseline left, Audrey Neal inbounding. Gets this one to the corner. We're being forced out of bounds, and then throwing it back in play was Kilicini. Send this one after the turnover to the corner, far side, and the three is on the way, and it's up and down. Her name is Johnson. She just entered and has made it 13-11 after that Comfort Fit Dentures three. Now it's nearly taken away outside the three-point line. Beatty spinning around trying to save the possession, does so. Goes to Neal, who's on the attack again with the teardrop off the square. As she now has 9 of the 15, and it's a 4-point lead here for Joseph City. Johnson back outside where it's reversed to Sanchez, back toward the corner where the runner is up and over the rim. No good. Rebound is pulled down momentarily by Kilicini. Rolls free, picked up by Beatty. Bounce it off toward Neal as she accelerates and now is bumped and fouled in the backcourt. Jalea Johnson knocked down that three.
That was the number 33, Jalea Johnson. Her first in the penalty. Number 10, Audrey Neal.
And Fort Thomas has been in the penalty for quite a while. So back to the free throw line. Joseph City, which is 3 of 4. Audrey Neal, which is trying to get into double figures and does so with that one. She has 10. Checking back in, Kenzie Jesmer. She replaces Casey Palmer. Wildcats leading 16-11. That one's short, but a lane violation would not have let it count anyway. So if you're looking at this from the Apaches' perspective, 1:13 to go in the first. 2 of your starters have 2 personals, and you're only trailing 5. Allowed Joseph City to start the ball game 7-0. So there's been a lot of adversity that had been fought through thus far. As now walk into a little half-court 1-2-2 look as it's whipped to the far side. Now attacking along the baseline, Chapman forced to go back up top. Thought about a 3 instead. Right back over to Johnson. Put this one inside and then out with under a minute to go. Put it inside the foul line before kick it back out. Johnson, the lefty, wants another 3 ball. She's got it down. A Comfort Fit Dentures 3. Trims the deficit to 2. Joseph City's already on the attack. Fire a pass toward the interior. It was deflected, but then eventually grabbed by Jesmer, and she's going to be bumped and fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line with 40 seconds to play in the first. That foul is on Moses. That's her second. So 3 Apaches have 2 personal fouls here in the first quarter. At the free throw line, Jesmer has that one off the side iron. Now checking in for Joseph City, Gianna Brawley. Gives Audrey Neal her first break. Amber Neal in the back court with Beatty. As the second one rolls off the rim. So a foul whistled, but nothing that the Joseph City Wildcats can do to extend the lead. Still are up 2 as Johnson's had the hot hand. She's now surrounded by Wildcats. Ball's poked free, but gets to Moses. Knocked away again, this time stolen away to Audrey Neal. 23 seconds to go. Joseph City can play for the last shot. Instead, Neal is on the attack as she tries to step through a player, gets it off the back rim as she's fouled. Fort Thomas's bench erupts into hysterics, thinking that an offensive foul might have been called against Neal. Instead, it's a potential three-point play, and now you can hear the fans getting involved.
Number 44, Ira Moses, her third.
That was a 50-50 call, and you can appreciate why Fort Thomas is grumpy as the foul shot's not good, so the Apaches are going to tell you the ball don't lie. But now it's taken away nearly in the backcourt. I'll get these foul numbers cleaned up once more after this. There's 7 seconds left in the quarter. Having a hard time getting this to approach the three-point line. Now rolling free, nearly traveling, and there's the whistle. 1.5 seconds to go, and the Wildcats force another turnover. Going to hurry and get Audrey Neal back to the scorer's table to see if they can't make something happen with 1.5 seconds to go, replacing we'll see who that is. Their half-court shot is on the way, but it's not good. That was Amber Neal attempting it, and an eventful first quarter will end with Joseph City leading 18-14. 1A championship game. Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Ready to kick off the second quarter, or tip off. When it's time to tip off your college education, you should do it at your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degree programs in education and business. So it's going to be a busy weekend here, and you can catch all this action here on your favorite iTalk 106.7 media. The Snowflake boys semifinal matchup will occur. Palo Verde has already won and advanced to await the winner of the ball game that is going to be played in what was supposed to be the championship slot tomorrow for the 3A boys. So Snowflake and Coolidge will play tomorrow at 3:45, and then should they win, a championship game will be TBD. At 9 o'clock, St. John's is going to play for the 2A championship. At 6 today, Alchese is playing Window Rock in a semifinal matchup. Should the Falcons win, they could be playing for a championship at 1:30. Is now already on the attack. Audrey Neal has that first shot off the square, not good. Her putback is wide right. Rebound is controlled right now by Fort Thomas. We'll make sure that you have all of that stuff, and we'll be ready to tune in as it's taken away at the sideline. Audrey Neal continuing to make plays, and now she's trying to angle left to right. Again, try to use the square, but it's no good. Her sister has the rebound, kick it back out. Beatty thought about a three, instead she kicks it out to Audrey Neal. Now toward the block. Short 5-foot jumper is not good. Another putback for Joseph City is not good. The third effort from Fish is up and in as she's fouled. No, it was Audrey Neal who eventually got it up and in. No surprise. She had 10 in the first. Amber Neal had 6. We just got stat sheets as she knocks down the free throw, so we can try to clear up which of the Apaches are in foul trouble. Oh, and meanwhile, while I'm looking away, it was nearly a turnover and then knocked out of bounds, nearly a second turnover. Kennedy Bryce is going to come in and replace Corey Cody. Fort Thomas has scored 14 points, 12 of them on three-point shots. Ball's inbounded into the backcourt. Now push it off to one of those three-point shooters in Jalea Johnson. Goes back up top before it's off to the right side right now. Fort Thomas playing without its point guard as it's to the right block, and it's posted up by Bryce, but she can't get the finish. Now she ties up one of the Wildcats. I believe that was Fish down there fighting with her. Possession arrow will keep it with Fort Thomas. 1 minute into the second quarter, and the Wildcats forced to extend this defensive possession after Bryce was hustling for the offensive board. Fake a pass inside, go back, out and out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Joseph City Bowl.
That is the 8th. Eighth Fort Thomas turnover. First here in the second quarter as Neal walked to the three-point line. Now she goes left to right on the attack and was able to adjust her shot in midair. She now has 15 points as it's almost out of bounds in front of the Joseph City bench, but saved by Wesley. Back up top, Sanchez attacking with the left hand. Cross-court pass controlled by Johnson as she spins through defense. Gets surrounded by Wildcats, puts it up off the side glass. Rebound eventually pulled down by Bryce. Her shot's not good. Now Neal has it up front to the right of the lane, stepping to the left with the Euro as she's got the finish as she's fouled. Audrey Neal wants to go back-to-back as she now has 17 points in the first 10 minutes and 40 seconds of the ball game.
And Palmer returned for the
Checking in here for Joseph City, Casey Palmer.
Hawkins returns for Fort Thomas.
And a second player whose number I cannot see. Now trailing 9, no correction, 11, and that's where it remains. Hawkins is checked back in for Fort Thomas as she wanted the basketball on the front court's right side. Instead, it's going to retreat back towards Chapman. Now come to the near side. Hawkins gets a player in the air, goes on the attack, crosses over to the block. Might have got bumped. Now she's tied up, stripped away, and stolen away by Jesmer. 9 turnovers have now been committed by Fort Thomas as Audrey Neal gets it from Amber, gives it right back to her in the corner. 3 is on the way, rattling out, but an offensive rebound is up awkwardly, no good. Second effort is not good, but a pushing foul is going to send a Wildcat to the foul line. This should be Palmer. That is on Bryce, and that's only her first. But now, once again, just over 2 minutes into the second quarter, and Fort Thomas has already committed 3 personals as the first free throw is no good. Just imagine what the score could be here if Joseph City was knocking down some foul shots. As I believe right now, it's sitting at 4 for 11. Maybe 5 for 11. And neither of those go down. So 25-14 still. As starting the offense for the Apaches, Wesley has it kicked out of bounds. Hawkins, who missed most of that first quarter, having picked up 2 personals. Jamie Johnson also stepped aside early. She's still on the bench, though. Hawkins trying to settle things down and triggering the offense as she gets the inbound. Now settles near the logo before coming back outside the right angle. Back to Hawkins, give it right back to Wesley. Now Hawkins bumped, going to go on the attack, slips through a couple of defenders and eventually is whistled for traveling. Ten turnovers. Another break here for Audrey Neal as Gianna Brawley steps in. Amber Neal walks it into the front court, leading 25-14, 5:18 to go. Second quarter as it's inside and out, back to Neal. Thought about a 3 a couple of times, puts the ball down once, instead goes to the corner. Jesmer Eventually works it around Brawley, who goes into the painted area, back outside Neal, double teamed, goes right back to the left block. Palmer tries to put it up, instead she kicks it out. Now corner three is on the way off the back rim. Rebounds fought for by 3 players. Bryce winds up with it for Fort Thomas. Forces it out to the far sideline as Jamie Johnson goes to Hawkins, then back outside. Wesley wants a 3 ball, but it's over the rim. Rebounds pulled down by Bryce as she is fouled. No, they're going to get her with a tie-up. The Apaches might have some beef. (25-14) in the possession arrow, gives it back to Joseph City. 4:35 to go, and there's some red-hot fans with a lot of basketball to be played. As it's reversed now, left wing, Neal puts it down a couple of times before going back outside. Jesmer, cross-court pass, Kinlachini thought about it. Instead, she bounces it back to the right elbow. Jesmer now is going to step to the left, put up a 10-footer that's not good, has her own miss. Try to go over the left shoulder, instead kick it out. Kinlachini, one bounce, can't get a shot up, so it's reset now top of the key with Jesmer. Wants to fake a pass a couple of different directions before again settling at the right elbow, where a pass was forced toward the baseline and instead intercepted. Now up front, Wesley thought about a 3, instead she's going to go on the attack. Her runner's up, no good. Rebounded by Hawkins. Her 15-footer is not good. And on the other side, rebounded by Palmer and Joseph City, which has the basketball in a 25-14 lead. 3:43 to play half. 2-3 zone approaches. As again trying to force a pass. This time we're able to get it back. Now throw it over the top of the interior, where it's again intercepted. Consecutive possessions end with turnovers as this one's deflected in the backcourt, but gets to Hawkins. Cross-court pass trying to get it to Bryce. And like the ball game had started, you can see what Hawkins can visualize, but just can't get it to a place where Bryce is able to run underneath it. Stops play with 3:24 to go in the second quarter. Joseph City has pitched a shutout thus far in the second, leading now 25-14. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Second quarter, as we revisit the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car and just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Show Low. We highlighted Audrey Neal and Amber Neal as both the players who needed to initiate offense for the Wildcats and that Fort Thomas needed to try to make sure to slow. Amber Neal only has 6, but Audrey Neal had 10 first quarter points, picked up right where she left off, as she has entered again after the timeout, setting up on the far sideline. Said Kinlachini's pounding the rock, approaching the 2-3 zone before coming back to the left wing. 3 from Beatty is going to be an air ball. Rebounds fought for and out of bounds will be Joseph City ball. It's getting to the point where every foul or whistle that looks moderately questionable is being met by a cascade of boos coming from all sorts of Fort Thomas Apache fans as they're trying to get this one to a cutting Rayleigh Fish. It was deflected twice, but saved by Beatty. Kinlachini now gets to the left elbow. She's going to put up a runner off the square and score it. 27-14. Fort Thomas still looking for its first points as it's nearly stripped away from Hawkins. And will be Fort Thomas ball. The 2 officials who were closest to it had to talk to each other. And as they did, the Apache fans started flirting with a stroke, a collective stroke, as it looked like it was quite clearly out of bounds off of one of the Joseph City players. Now Hawkins is going to wind up a Comfort Fit Dentures 3 and get her first bucket. First points for Fort Thomas in the second quarter makes it a 10-point game. Now again, after all of this adversity, the Apaches are only down 10. If they can finish the next 2.5 as they force a turnover on the inside, but then promptly give it right back to complete the thought. If they can finish these final 2.5 minutes of the half and are going down just single digits, you can appreciate how they might feel confident coming in. And I think along those lines, Bushman calls a timeout for Joseph City, trying to finish the quarter strong. 27-17 they lead. It's Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC, Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Wildcats use the timeout. Will still have 4. Likewise, Fort Thomas, which had just taken the ball away but gave it right back. And now a skip pass sets it up for Beatty. One bounce toward the left block, puts it up short, might have been blocked. Rebounds fought for by Moses. One bounce to save the possession. So consecutive stops is now a long pass along the near sideline, finds Wesley. Starts moving toward the baseline's right side before she stops, bounces it outside. 3 is up and on the way, but rattling out. Crashing the glass there for Joseph City is Audrey Neal, but her pass to start transition is a little bit behind the intended receiver and goes out of bounds for another Joseph City turnover, which in the first quarter, the Wildcats only had 3. I think this brings the total up to 6. Fish is replaced. Back out for her, I believe, is Casey Palmer. 27-17 lead for the Joseph City Wildcats here with 2 minutes to play in the second quarter of the 1A Girls Championship. Now trying to weave through traffic. Cody gets toward the foul line before bounces it back outside. Chapman now steps into a 15-foot jumper on the baseline. That's not good. Rebound was stripped away from Neal. And Fort Thomas really trying to kick up the aggression while finishing this second quarter. Nearly stole another possession as hobbling into the front court on the defensive side is Michaela Chapman. She is right now trying to play closest to the Fort Thomas bench with favoring an ankle as it's knocked out of bounds. And last touch by one of the Joseph City players. I think they got to get Chapman out as she is right now not even a little bit confident on that left ankle. Summit Regional Medical Center injury report for you. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. She went after a loose ball underneath the basket with all sorts of feet to try to avoid, and she wound up, I think, stepping on one, and right now looks like it's the left ankle. As meanwhile, she's got a shot right at the back of the rim, and a late whistle is going to send Bryce to the free throw line. There's members of press row that are applying the foul call. Oh, that's something you don't see every day. Is off the square. Bryce is able to get the free throw as this is the first free throw that Fort Thomas has taken. This is the second as she can't get that one. Rebounds controlled by Joseph City. That's also now going to make it a 9-point game as Neal hurries to the foul line. Her pull-up jumper's up and good. Get it right back out to double digits. 67 seconds to play in the half. Reverse this one to the far side. Jamie Johnson rolls a pass to the right, but underneath that one is Jalea Johnson, is now back outside the left wing and trying to get into the painted area. Cody goes back over to Johnson, but her three-pointer is an air ball. Rebound is stripped away from Amber Neal. Now to the left block, and a foul will be whistled on Palmer. 2 free throws coming up here for Cody.
Fouls on every throw. Casey Palmer, her second.
It is on Casey Palmer, and that is her second.
Corey Cody at the line, shooting 2.
Oh, I beg your pardon. That wasn't just the first free throw that Fort Thomas had taken. That was the first foul. Both of these recent foul calls have gone against Casey Palmer as she's being replaced by Rayleigh Fish. Foul shot was not good, so the score remains 29-18. 45.7 seconds to go. Shot clock is off and has been, is now into the painted area goes Kira Moses.
Joseph City ball.
So another turnover will deny an opportunity to take advantage. There's a second personal whistled against Joseph City. Wildcats can hold for the last shot, but they have not been showing much of a want to try to use clock. They've really been very aggressive. As this one on the run and up and good from Fish. Looked like she might have taken a step as her bench kind of lapses, that one falls, and it's a 13-point lead, which is the largest advantage. Nearly poked away between the circles. Wesley able to save the possession out to Cody. She nearly loses the basketball. Now 15 seconds left, as nearly losing the pivot foot there, throwing a dangerous pass into all sorts of traffic, but eventually able to get it back outside. Wesley will try a three-pointer that's off the back iron. 8 seconds left, and now reaching in from behind. Fort Thomas, which has been very angry at the referees, and a couple of these whistles has had nobody but itself to blame. Now that one is going to occur as the 4th team foul, so it will only be inbounded in the back court here with 6.5 seconds. Get this one. Oh, now miscommunication as it's intercepted and taken away by Johnson as she gets to the baseline and then throws it right back, but only 1 second to go. They're going to try a length of the floor heave that never had the elevation to get over the rim. And instead, Joseph City will settle for going into the locker room with a 31-18 lead. And that one got weird and crazy fast. Boo Birds coming out here as the officials start walking to the scorer's table. The big Apache crowd blaming 3 individuals more than anyone else for this deficit that their team is facing at halftime. We'll start the conversation after this. Show Lo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
And the nation's top recruits arriving.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Lo Ford. Show Lo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Lo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Lo Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Lo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showloford.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
This is iTalk 106.7's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Go. The Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. As this is the 1A championship game with 31-18, Joseph City holding the advantage at halftime. Joseph City has not trailed, has led the ball game for 15 minutes and 39 seconds. Needed a stop after it lost the tip and then ran off 7 straight points. So the only possession when Joseph City did not have the lead was its first possession on the defensive side, and that ended with a Fort Thomas turnover, which has been a huge part of the ball game, as the Apaches have committed 15 turnovers that have led to 17 Joseph City points. Now, if you ask most of the fans in the building, almost all of whom are here representing Fort Thomas, they're going to tell you that the bigger factor is going to be the foul count, which is currently sitting at 13-2 fouls committed by Fort Thomas to those of Joseph City. Wide margin separating the two. But I've got to tell you that they may have missed a few whistles on the Wildcats, but it certainly has seemed as if those that have been called on Fort Thomas have, in fact, been legitimate fouls. So the anger could be about how wide the disparity is because they have avoided calling a few fouls on Joseph City, but it doesn't seem as if the Apaches have at any point been picked on. But consider that my moment of editorialization. Because the referees have been getting 2 earfuls for most of this first half. And I don't know if all of it's necessarily deserved. But in any event, outscoring him at the free throw line just 5-1 despite having all of those whistles blown against the Apaches. The Joseph City Wildcats have left 7 points at the free throw line and have been outscored 15-0 at the three-point line. Those are the two factors that have really prevented the Wildcats from running and hiding here at halftime. The other huge story, Audrey Neal, the Yavapai College commit, is sitting in the locker room at 7 of 12 with 16 points. She has 8 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, and 3 steals. The reigning player of the year is trying to add some MVP hardware to her list of accolades, as her twin sister has been responsible for 4 points. I thought I had her at 6, but don't take me at my word. 2 for 5 from the field with 2 assists and 2 steals to go alongside 3 rebounds, as Joseph City out-rebounding Fort Thomas 27-16, outscoring Fort Thomas in all of the hustle categories. Already talked about the 17-7 advantage in points off turnovers, 9-3 in second chance points, and are shooting a robust 42% while holding the Apaches to but 23%. We will continue the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show after this. Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, score at halftime in the 1A Girls Championship is Joseph City 31, Fort Thomas 18. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, Joseph City leading Fort Thomas in the 1A Girls Championship 31-18, being led by Audrey Neal, 16 points. She's 7 of 12 from the field, also has 8 boards and 3 steals. By far the leading scorer on either side, as 2 players for the Wildcats have 4 points. One is Rayleigh Fish, who has gone 2 for 4 from the field. Amber Neal has 4 points. She's gone 2 for 5. Then 3 points from Tori Beatty. She got a 3-point play while making her only field goal. 2 points apiece for Kenzie Jesmer. And the other side for Fort Thomas, you got 2 players who've knocked down 2 3-pointers. That's Jalea Johnson, who came off the bench and knocked down 2. And Lynn Wesley was able to stop the bleeding momentarily. She knocked down 2. Otherwise, 3 points from Rayleigh Hawkins. Her only bucket was a 3-ball. 2 points from Corey Cody, as she's 1 for 3 from the field. And then Kennedy Bryce is 0 for 4, but she has 1.7 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. Got Joseph City out rebounding Fort Thomas 27-16 and 13-7 offensively. Those have led to a 9-3 second chance point advantage. They have all sorts of turnovers that have been committed by both sides, but 4 more committed by Fort Thomas. That has led to a 17-7 Joseph City turnover, points off turnover advantage, as Joseph City has been getting it done in a variety of ways and leading 31-18 as this wraps up the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. We'll start the third quarter after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Almost 2,000 watching on that girls game, that one in Alchese.
Really?
And and we started off because I finally got a hard line in there. We're like, yes, the coach's daughter. Oh, whoops.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Getting ready to start the third quarter here of the to pick up an offensive foul. Instead, she's got the player control and now taking away the dribble on the far sideline. Her fifth steal as she's on the attack, going to the right side through the paint. Amber can't get the finish. Audrey would have had another assist. Instead, Amber Neal's going to the free throw line. The Yavapai commits and Twins right now extending the lead out to as largest as it's been. 15-point advantage for Joseph City.
Amber Neal to shoot.
And Amber Neal, where the Wildcats have struggled, gets the first free throw up and good. Just 5 of 12 at the charity stripe, now 6 of 13. As Fish and Beatty check out, Kinlicini and Palmer back in there as the second free throw is also good, and the lead's extended out to 17. Approaching 3 minutes into the third quarter, Fort Thomas still looking for its first point as it's whipped out of bounds. Trying to attack the top of that extended zone. Johnson did not know where Hawkins was.
Cody returns for Fort Thomas.
As Cody comes back out to replace a frustrated Johnson. I believe that's now 4 turnovers for her. As the ball is inbounded along the sideline to the corner. Catch and shoot a three-pointer with Amber Neal. It's an air ball, but they're waiting for the putback as Kenzie Jesmer. That's her first field goal, and the lead's extended out to 19. And now, meanwhile, trying to hurry into the front court. Pass is whipped out of bounds all the way out to the baseline. Another turnover here for Fort Thomas as it trails 37-18, looking for its first second half point and calling timeout with 4:57 to go in the third. It's Sholo Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
37-18, 4:57 to go, and Fort Thomas will have 3 timeouts remaining here with a little more than 1.5 quarters to play. Extending pressure into the back court. Ball is inbounded between the Neals, and now eventually off to Kinlicini, who fakes a pass to the left, accelerates in that direction, has the ball poked away from behind, eventually loose, but taken right back by Joseph City. Saved out to Jesmer as she dribbles toward the left block before going back out to Kinlicini. Fort Thomas's message in that timeout was extend and really try to get the defensive pressure ratcheted up, and thus far has done so, but the Wildcats have been able to answer the call. Now get this one to Neal as she goes right after Hawkins in the interior in the rotation. Can't get the shot to fall, but the jump ball is invoked and we'll keep it with Joseph City. 4:27 to go in the third. Wildcats have flirted with a couple of different turnovers. Now we're going to send Audrey Neal to the baseline's left side. Inbounded into the painted area where a foul is whistled on a cutting Jesmer. Going to get Hawkins, that's her third.
Second team foul.
Set it up again as it's inbounded to Amber Neal, has her shot blocked from behind. And a whistle is called on Cody, who got her with the lower body.
Fouls on number 10, Corey Cody, her fourth. Third team foul. Amber Neal shooting 2.
Oh, that's Cody's fourth. As Neal hits the first free throw. 20-point lead as Cody is being pulled with 4:23 to go. Replaced by Moses, so Fort Thomas going bigger. Let's see how Joseph City tries to respond as the second free throw is not good. Bryce with the board. Johnson now, front court right side, keeps a couple of reaching Wildcats away, sets it up in the front court with Wesley. Bounce it to the far sideline. Hawkins tries to go inside looking for Bryce, but it's read and intercepted by Palmer. Another turnover forced by Joseph City. There's now a cross-court pass between the sisters. Neal has Amber set up near the right elbow, but her jumper's short. Bryce with the rebound to Moses to the near sideline where it's nearly dribbled out of bounds, but eventually Wesley whistled for traveling. Right now the Apaches just sped up.
Timeout on the floor.
comes with 3:54 to go in the third. 38-18, Joseph City with the lead. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Sneaker cam is featuring a booted foot. I don't think that's what they intended. Got a score here at 38-18. Fort Thomas again being shut out over the first half of a quarter. If you haven't heard, Snowflake boys were supposed to play at 11 in a 3A semifinal. Coolidge had been momentarily suspended across all of its programs, and the penalty levied by the AIA was supposed to prevent them from engaging in any state tournaments in any of their athletic programs. But according to Cameron Cox over at KPNX, a Pinal County judge issued a temporary restraining order in favor of Coolidge High School, he tweets, and that the game has been updated on the AIA tomorrow as there's a runner no good from Fish, but an offensive rebound sends it back out, and a 3 is on the way off the glass. Neal can't hit it. Hawkins with the board. She's trying to hurry into the half-court offense where she stops at the three-point line, bounce it outside. Moses goes inside at Bryce, who has it poked away, and now a foul is called. You got a couple of Wildcats there. One of them was in front, kind of reaching, and I think that's where they're going to go. No, they're going with Fish from behind. So a temporary restraining order moves Snowflake's game to tomorrow at 3:45 when the 3A boys were supposed to play the championship. Palo Verde played at 9 and has already won and is awaiting to both know who they're going to play and when, as that's a whole nother conversation. The free throws, 1 of 2 are good, make it a 19-point game. Adjusting her shot again on the attack, Audrey Neal continues her incredible performance and gets the lead out to 19, or 21, I beg your pardon, which is as large as it's been, and now out of bounds on the far sideline with Johnson. Just over 3 minutes to go, it was kicked out of bounds. Kicked out of bounds by one of the Wildcats. So inbounded back toward the logo, and Hawkins. Bounce it outside the right wing, now into the interior. Moses back outside Johnson, steps to the right, skip it to the far side. Wesley's got an open 3 on the way, but it's over the rim and an air ball. Rebound by Johnson as she's trying to attack along the baseline, loses the basketball. Falling on it is Palmer, and a jump ball will send it back to Fort Thomas.
Possession to Fort Thomas.
Beatty is not used to this kind of acreage and was hurried by Coach Bushman all the way up to where anybody would notice that she was trying to check in, as Neal is getting a break with now 2:42 to go and stumbling through the painted area and contacted by a couple of different Wildcats. Eventually a foul is called, and Hawkins should be shooting free throws, as that one is on Palmer. That's her third. Joseph City fans thought that she should have been whistled for traveling. Is now, I believe, no, that's the 4th team foul, so I missed one. And that was not in the act of shooting, and the inbound pass is going to go out of bounds and send it right back to the Wildcats. 2:39 to go. Audrey Neal, nope, that's Amber Neal. Gets this one into the front court with Kinley Cheney. He's going to get to the foul line, and her mid-range jumper is up and good. Along the far sideline, now trailing 23. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the third. Inside and out to the corner. Three is up and down from Wesley. A Comfort Fit Dentures three. First field goal for Fort Thomas comes with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third. Another inside out play, but now to the left block where it was momentarily thought about by Palmer, but instead tried to kick it out looking for Neal, but instead her pass is taken away, but taken right back by Joseph City, and now Palmer tries the 10-foot jumper on the baseline. That's not good, but a foul is whistled on Fish, and that is number 4.
That was number 31, Raimi Fish, her fourth.
Could not get her out.
In the penalty.
Oh, and that's the 5th team foul on Joseph City. So to the free throw line goes Bryce. And her free throw's good. Checking in to replace Fish, who's got the 4 personals, is Jesmer. Meanwhile, Joseph City takes the timeout with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go in the third, leading 42-23. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Here in the third quarter, the Wildcats have held Fort Thomas to just 5 points. Got Kennedy Bryce at the free throw line, though, to try to make it 6. Meanwhile, Joseph City scored 11. She uses the glass, is now 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the third. Lead is 18, though. And again, coming out of the timeout with the Apaches really trying to become aggressive on the defensive side. Palmer tries to force this one where a tie-up is whistled on Kinley Cheney's reception. Possession will stay with Joseph City, which continues to have Audrey Neal on the bench. Where do they go for offense without her? Is there a nice jump on the inbound pass, but Jesmer's jumper is short. Now 2-on-1 opportunity as Hawkins goes inside out to Wesley. Her 3 is short. Rebounds tipped around and eventually taken momentarily by Jesmer, but the position arrow will give it to Fort Thomas. Audrey Neal's back at the scorer's table. Likewise, Michaela Chapman, who's checking in to replace Johnson. Amber Neal is getting her first break of the second half for Joseph City. 1:23 to go as it's inbounded to Hawkins. Step back, try a 3. It's over the rim. Long rebound is tipped and eventually taken by Beatty and the Wildcats. Back to the baseline to get it to Neal. She is now over the top of a trap to Kinley Cheney, left wing. Back to the midline. And Neal, high dribble as she loses it off of a foot and eventually taken away by Hawkins. Couple of ball fakes as she's matched up in the backcourt with Neal. Instead, she's going to throw it off to Johnson, now to the left wing and corner where a 3 is on the way from Wesley. It's a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-pointer. Leyland Wesley makes it a 15-point game. Now the last 45 seconds of this quarter, incredibly important as it's a deflected pass between the rings, taken away by Johnson. She's got one player to beat. Whip a pass or a shot. Wait a minute. They called a foul on Audrey Neal. Was that on the shot? I mean, they're in the bonus. They signaled blocking foul, but it looked as if the play had already ended and was going in the other direction. That was well after the shot. I don't know if I understand what was just called, but Johnson has her first point. with that free throw. One more to come as that one's off the heel. Rebound is controlled by Joseph City. That was Neal's first foul, I beg your pardon. As now she's got a trap waiting for her in the front court. Goes along the near sideline to Beatty. Get this one to a cutting Neal. Momentarily lost it, but able to gather it back up and score. 20 seconds left. Gets the lead back up to 16. Pass deflected by Amber Neal, who just checked back in. It's out of bounds. 14 seconds for Fort Thomas to work with it. Will be Joseph City ball to start the fourth quarter as it's inbounded back toward the midcourt line. And Hawkins, who tried to pass it back to the right, but it was intercepted, taken away. Now a long overhand pass between Amber and Audrey Neal. Through some contact, she's able to get the finish. And the lead is right back out to 18. And that's how the fourth quarter is going to start. 46-28, Joseph City with the edge. Final period of play in the 1A Girls Championship. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Fans during the championship postgame will be presenting an MVP award voted on by our media. You need all of our media to begin submitting votes for the MVP award. Once again, all media please begin to submit your MVP votes.
46-28 to start the fourth quarter. When you want to start your college education, you should do so at Northland Pioneer College, where you pay the lowest tuition in the state. Your hometown school offers bachelor's degree programs in education and business. Joseph City with the big lead in the basketball to begin the final period of play. Losing it on the way up, but having it bounce right to Casey Palmer, who tried to complete the finish, but is bumped on her way up and fouled. The whistle goes against Bryce.
Fouls on number 44, Kyra Moses, her fourth.
Oh, that was on Moses. And that was her fourth. So you got 2 players with 4 as Palmer's free throw is up and good. 2 players with 4. Rayleigh Hawkins has 3. Jamie Johnson has 3. Joseph City has Rayleigh Fish with 4. Casey Palmer at the free throw line with 3 as she hits them both. And then only other player who's been whistled for a foul is Audrey Neal, and that one came with some controversy. So now Hawkins along the far sideline, trailing 20, gets it to Moses. Her 15-foot jumper is not good. Rebounds tipped twice and eventually into Palmer's hands. That's actually Jesmer. As they're now 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Neal, who has so many points, puts this one off the back rim but won't fall. But she will go to the free throw line, and she has 24 points. The only other player who's in double figures is Leanne Wesley. She has gone 4 of 11 from three-point land and has 12.
That's the second team foul.
And Moses is just fouled out.
Replacing Moses for the Apaches.
Bryce.
45, Kidney Bryce.
She only has one personal.
Neal on the line to shoot 2.
Neal has her first free throw up and good. She now has 25. So with the lead now extended out to 21, 7.5 minutes to go, Fort Thomas was able to make it a 14-point game at one point in the third quarter, but they're going to have to do something like that and then some to try to make this close. And the bigger question might be just where Audrey Neal's final tally is going to end. Can she get 40, for example? Does she want 40? As their pass whipped from the center of the floor to the right side and down to the left block where it's caught and finished there by Kennedy Bryce. So now Fort Thomas needs to stop. Trailing 20 and nearly got that one with flashing into the passing lane. Chapman can't get the steal. Brawley will hurry in to replace Beatty. Ball's inbounded, then right back to Neal. She'll catch and shoot a three-pointer that's very short, but an offensive rebound is off the back rim. And the finish with Kenzie Jesmer. 52-30. That's one thing that Fort Thomas cannot allow if it's trying to complete this comeback is second chance points. Get the defensive possession with a miss. You got to go ahead and make sure you eliminate any further opportunities for points. Is now attacking to the baseline and being bumped and fouled. Foul is on Brawley. That's her first. 6:47 left. Ball's inbounded to the far side. Three is up and off the front rim. Rebounds tipped and eventually taken by Chapman. Dribble and give. Thought about it. 3 steps to the right. Nothing there. Skip it to the right side. Wesley thought about it. 3 instead. She's got it on the deck. And then back outside before it was by Hawkins. A foul is called. And that's on Neal. That's her second. That is also the second team foul on Joseph City. 6.5 to go, and Fort Thomas trying to get to the free throw line. As that time, the inbound pass is intercepted, taken away by Brawley. Pass was nearly taken right back, but it's eventually saved by Palmer to Brawley, who's got the teardrop off the square. 54-30, nearly stolen away at the far sideline, and a timeout is taken. With 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go, Fort Thomas will only have 2 remaining, trailing 54-30. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Our next action that we're going to have for you will be Window Rock and Alchese at 6 o'clock. 3A semifinal. And then potential for an awfully long day tomorrow. But St. John's is going to be playing for a championship at 9. You can hear that here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. As a three-pointer is short, but an offensive rebound corralled. 6 minutes to go. Fort Thomas with the basketball, trailing 24, but now losing it at the foul line. Who else but Audrey Neal on the other end has that one completed, as she has scored now an additional 4 points in this fourth quarter. A hand is on the penetrating Johnson. So 3 team fouls on Joseph City, as that's the first on Brawley. Correction, that's the second on Brawley. But 3 team fouls, so getting close to shooting free throws for the duration. And again, a comeback that is looking increasingly unlikely with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. But before Thomas can start hanging on to the basketball, has not yet really forced Joseph City into a cold snap. So they just got to try to make sure they're, oh, that's got to be a traveling violation, yeah.
No basket, traveling violation.
That maybe would have flown in the NBA. A couple of Wildcats can't get to the scorer's table in time. Amber Neal takes the cross-court pass. Now goes to Palmer. That's Jesmer, correction. Then back up top, Neal's three-pointer is up and good. A Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer. That's the first make from downtown for Joseph City, which is now leading 59-30. 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. And the Wildcats don't even seem as if they're starting to sense it. Still extending the zone outside the three-point line. Reverse it to the right side where Wesley's three is short. There's Neal with the rebound. She is trying to work around a couple of different players. It was contacted by Hawkins and out of bounds. Will stick with Joseph City. Rayleigh Hawkins, also a senior. It looks like she's been a little bit more fired up to get matched up with Audrey Neal in particular, who's the Yavapai County or college commit. Amber's the other one. She's got it on that far side, eventually to the foul line, and Beatty, who tried to go toward a cutter on the baseline, but was knocked away and out of bounds, nearly off of one of the Wildcats, as Hawkins is being replaced. She and Cody come out. As right now, ball fake from Beatty after the inbound. She gets down the right lane line, puts up the runner. It's not good, but the rebound from Fish is up and short. Jesmer now has a fourth opportunity. She gets it to Neal. She is on the attack. That's off the side rim. Rebounds pulled down at the baseline. Another opportunity here for Joseph City as Beatty's got that one. Now Jesmer has it left of the lane. Outside, then quickly in. Ooh, that might have been traveling as it's back outside. Neal's three-pointer is off the rim, and this time Bryce is able to secure the possession momentarily, but now a reaching foul is going to be called on Audrey Neal. That's her third.
Her third, 14 foul.
So I think Neal right now has 31. I'm going to go ahead and cast my MVP ballot. Care to guess? Care to guess for whom? Fort Thomas has this one to the corner. Johnson attacking baseline left, steps toward the block off the glass. It's not good. Bryce with the offensive rebound off the glass to score. Now it's taken away underneath the basket. Fort Thomas with the turnover, but Amber Neal's able to take it back, try to get it to Audrey, but ball still free. Now down goes four players, and a foul is called. It looks like it's going to be Joseph City basketball.
That was another foul. Alicia Sanchez, second, 13 foul. Timeout on the floor.
Timeout taken as the clock's under 4 minutes. 3:45 to go. Joseph City leading 59-32. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Well, after the timeout, or during the timeout, we should say, the folks here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum were playing Journey's Don't Stop Believin', which, in addition to getting almost everybody singing, was probably giving Fort Thomas something to ponder in its huddle as there's 3:36 to go. Joseph City didn't get any points on that possession, but still leads 27. Whip a pass now to the corner on the near side, handed off at the wing. Johnson, nothing there. Up top and inside the arc, now to the short corner. 15-foot jumper short. Rebounds pulled down and eventually off to Fish, who gets it into the middle of the floor. Palmer. Oh, that might have been over and back, and it was. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. And it looks like, especially when you're looking at this from Amber Neal's perspective, Audrey Neal's perception, Casey Palmer, Kenzie Jesmer, Rayleigh Fish, those seniors, as this one's off the glass and not good, going to go 2-2 in state championship games, closing out their career with consecutive state titles. As that from Neal is off the back rim, an offensive rebound from another one of those seniors in Palmer. It's going to send her to the free throw line on the putback. Come on, ref. I mean, she was fouled. Oh, yeah, by the way, you're listening to high school basketball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 FM, KNKI Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communications station. And we can start talking about such things as the Deemer's Glass woman of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN as one of those two free throws go down. I mean, we're going to be saying this name an awful lot. I'm going to actually shift the attention up to Fort Thomas, where Kennedy Bryce has 13 rebounds, 7 of them offensive. Right now, both sides trying to extend the action a little bit as Shea Click just checked in. Now a foul again with Palmer on the attack. Stops play with 2:32 to go. Tawny Jones is in getting some action as a senior for the Apaches. The fans are booing every whistle. I can't tell if you can hear it, but they're booing every whistle. Yeah, I got to go to a Dodger game last summer. Very excited. Get to go watch the boys in blue, and they lose like 9-5, and we stay for the full 9 innings. And the umpire looked like he missed a strike, and everybody who's sitting around me starts booing. So then I yelled, "This is all your fault," because it wasn't the umpire's fault that, they couldn't keep the ball in the park. For crying out loud. These Fort Thomas fans are given the same sort of approach as that one's taken away. It's a lot more of that. There's Audrey Neal taking the steal and going end to end. That is their 6th steal. As now potentially a three-pointer, but it's not going to get up. Instead, outside and then back over. 3 ball on the way from Jones. It's not good. And the rebound is pursued. Ooh, okay, that was nearly over and back again, and instead is out of bounds off of Sanchez's head.
Wildcats ball.
They're still yelling. I don't know what they could be upset about as far as that exchange goes. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Inbounded and right back to Neal. Oh, our three-pointer won't drop, but the putback is going to have, is that Aaliyah James?
Number 5, Alicia Sanchez. Her third.
Alicia Sanchez is announced as, I think that is James, who I believe is a freshman. All sorts. No, this is, now we got Aaliyah James is checking in as the Joseph City faithful have risen up to their feet and are applauding all of these seniors. Oh, they got 6 out there. So now Shea Click has just been removed. Try to give you all these names. James is out there. She's a freshman that we were told was brought up just to try to make practices more competitive. Great rebounder. Says she's got the offensive board. Nearly got a shot up and said she's going to kick it out. Kinla Cheney puts a 3-ball up that's not good. Now under a minute to go, and look at all this hustling. All of these players who haven't spent many minutes out here on the state championship game, sprinting all over the place, trying to get that loose ball. Trying in here to get you all the names. As out there right now, Dasba Glesker. Lalea Kinlachini is at the top of the zone. No, that is Aaliyah James, who's off to the right side and putting that one up and not good. She was shooting free throws. Jackie Richards is also getting some time, as well as Kaylee Nez. So those are the Wildcats that are out there. And at the free throw line here for Fort Thomas, after all is said and done, getting that one good. Man, that's just their 5th point in the 4th quarter. It's easy to look at the offensive day as the second free throw is good that Audrey Neal had, as we voted for her, both Mel West and myself, as the MVP, but she's also going to be the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. There's now 23 seconds left. That shot's up and off the front rim. Rebound is loose. 3 Wildcats again in pursuit. Kinlachini is going to put up the teardrop at the baseline. Can't get that one to fall. And now taking it away in the backcourt after the rebound. 9 seconds, still trying to get a shot up. Is that one short? Loose ball had by James as she gets that one in. The freshman gets a bucket and put back is there. The buzzer sounds. And Joseph City has gone back-to-back. 66-34 wins.
66-34. And the Joseph City Wildcats are state champions.
We'll start wrapping things up after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Final score. Well, I'll get you. They've taken away our. Thank you so much. Final score, 66-34. I'm glad I waited. Is just a 6-point 4th quarter. That comes with a 4-point 2nd quarter for Fort Thomas, and the 34 points that Fort Thomas was able to muster is only 1 more than Audrey Neal, who finished with a double-double, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 6 steals, 2 assists, as the Yavapai College commit is probably going to spend a lot of time thinking about these 4 turnovers, though. It wasn't a perfect game. Wasn't a perfect game, but she has 33 points. Fort Thomas has 34 and was led by Lynn Wesley's 12 points, all of her buckets coming from outside the arc. 4 straight trips to the championship game for the Joseph City Wildcats, and these 6 seniors wind up splitting and finishing going back-to-back. Great story there, and congratulations to Joseph City, its girls basketball team, and the community as they are back-to-back state champs. And don't go too far, because we're going to have one more game for you today. That'll happen at 6 o'clock. And until then, we thank our sponsors, Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce, Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overgarden, Sholo, the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store, Northland Pioneer College, Summit Regional Medical Center, Comfort Fit Dentures, Allegra Sholo, and Mountain Mobile Auto and Glass. Until 6 o'clock, I'm Derek Palmer, and enjoy your afternoon.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.